Hello, my name is Lucas Naboa. I'm the Director of Undergraduate Student Services in the College of Nursing. Today, we're going to be reviewing the Transfer Orientation PowerPoint. Later today, you're going to be schedule planning and registering with one of our academic advisors. I'm going to share my screen now. In addition to myself, you'll see the remainder of our team here. Jessica, Donna, and Jacob are our remaining academic advisors in the College of Nursing. Judy and Crystal are two of our admissions specialists. Patty works with our Seminole State Concurrent program as an academic program coordinator. And Teresa and Christina work with our two cohorts in our traditional program that are at Cocoa and Daytona. Today's agenda is going to include BSN deadlines and the different programs that we have available for students. We're also going to talk about the application criteria for the College of Nursing, that admission process, academic policies, campus resources, becoming a night nurse, and then eventually later today, you'll be schedule planning and registering for courses. We are not located on main campus. That is our building. We are located over in Research Parkway. Over here on the left-hand side of the slide, you'll see our phone number as well as our email address and our website. If you haven't visited our website yet, I highly suggest visiting our website to gather more information. We have advising appointments and information sessions. Our advising appointments are usually face-to-face or via phone. Students can schedule using that link there. Right now, until we have all this resolved, we are doing Zoom information sessions and advising appointments. However, once this all is resolved, we'll be back face-to-face and via phone. If you want to learn more about information sessions and when they are or where they are, you can use our ucf.eventbrite.com website to actually register for an information session. We're going to take a tour of our building. This is the outside of our building as well as our lobby area. And the two outside photos also show our 6th floor where our students are doing their clinical labs as well as working with mannequins and being supervised by the faculty members as well. That link sent me straight to our nursing website. You'll see the location of our building and you'll also see the video that I'm going to show you here.
Welcome to the Simulation Technology Innovation and Modeling Center, the STEM Center. Join us for an evidence-based educational experience.
As the Florida Hospital Endowed Chair in Healthcare Simulation, I invite you to come and explore the possibilities.
Welcome to the Essential Skills Lab, caring for the activities of daily living, as well as the practical and essential skills can be demonstrated in our multi-bed unit. This unit serves as a space in which high-fidelity as well as low-fidelity simulations take place.
We can also assign multiple patients to increase the realism of the acuity that our undergraduate students will encounter in the work environment.
This intensive care environment is utilized by both graduate and undergraduate students. Acute care nurse practitioners practice advanced skills in this safe learning environment. The ventilator, pumps, and equipment are fully functional. We educate and produce great nurse practitioners.
Knight's Nursery is the place where we provide pediatric care. We strive for an environment that takes care of multicultural and multi-generational patients. In this environment, we care for pediatric patients from the ages of 0 to 18. They all have lung sounds, breath sounds, bowel sounds, chest rise and fall, and they blink. They can choose to interact with you or not.
In health assessment, we use standardized patients to enhance graduate student learning experiences. We use different teaching technologies and methodologies to teach students how to assess and diagnose patients. Currently, we are working on performing histories and physicals related to a patient's chief complaint. Today, he has ear pain.
This is Olivia Jones. She is a high-fidelity human patient simulator. She has both lung sounds, heart sounds, and bowel sounds. She demonstrates fetal heart contractions on the monitor and can birth a baby. We use her for high-risk, low-volume simulations here at the undergraduate program in the College of Nursing.
We certainly hope that you've enjoyed this tour of the STEM Center. See you later.
Okay, going back to the PowerPoint, we're going to talk about nursing pending and then actually getting into the nursing program. All of our students who come into the university and want to study nursing come in a pending status. We then require students to complete an additional application to move from that pending status into one of our nursing programs. Like I mentioned before, every student who comes in as nursing pending. However, there are different nursing pending types depending on the type of student and the type of program that a student is interested in pursuing. We are a limited access program, so therefore our admission process is very competitive. Students who are looking at pursuing our traditional or second degree or either of our concurrent programs will come into the university as nursing pending. Those students who already hold an RN license, who are already registered nurses and are looking to pursue the BSN will come in as RN nursing pending. Those students who are in a Florida college system, a state college, an ASN program, and are looking to pursue the BSN will come in as AS nurse pending. Therefore, the nursing pending major that you put on your application is very significant because it essentially tells us which program you're applying to and the information that you need to be provided. Limited access means essentially that we just don't have enough room, space, equipment, faculty members, chairs to educate the number of students who are interested in pursuing our major. So what are the differences between an ASN that I mentioned earlier and a BSN? Well, both are just degrees. The ASN, in case you're unfamiliar, stands for the Associates of Science in Nursing. It's completely different than an AA that many of you might have already. The AA, the Associates of Arts, is different than the AS, which is the Associates of Science. In the ASN program, it's essentially just 1,000 and 2,000 level nursing courses, whereas the AA are likely your just general education courses that you're used to pursue the bachelor's degree. The BSN curriculum is very general. The NCLEX tests you on very general topics. When I say that, I mean you're going to be covering maternity and child. You're going to be covering adult gen. You're going to be covering a variety of different age groups and topics on the NCLEX. Therefore, the BSN curriculum is set to cover all of those topics so that you are successful on the NCLEX. Specializations, if you're looking to go that route, occur after graduation from your BSN program. That is if you would like to pursue an MSN, a Master of Science in Nursing, or even a PhD in nursing. You can even specialize in nurse practitioner, leadership, simulation. There are a variety of different master's programs that specialize in your particular area that you're interested in. However, the BSN program is going to be very general. We are accredited by CCNE, Commission of Collegiate Nursing Education. It allows your RN license to be transferred within states, or between states, sorry. And listed over here on the right-hand side, the RN is a license. So you can get your BSN, but you will not become a registered nurse until you pass the NCLEX. You'll see here some of the pass rates for the NCLEX exam, and you can see where UCF ranks. This speaks volume as to the curriculum that our students are learning and then eventually passing the NCLEX at a rate of 96.6%. We also produce the #1 most newly licensed BSN nurses in the state of Florida. The different BSN program options are the next slide. As you'll see, you can see on the top ribbon, the applications that are due and the start dates of the program, the specific requirements for those programs, the length of the semesters, and then how many students we admit to those programs. Our second degree program is for students who already have a first bachelor's degree from a regionally accredited institution in a discipline other than nursing. That application is every spring in the beginning of January, and the program only starts once a year, every summer. The program is accelerated, therefore it's 4 semesters. We accept up to 72 students into that program every summer. The next program is our traditional program. You'll see that 3 different campuses are listed there. In addition to Orlando, we take students at Daytona and Cocoa. Like the second degree program, the traditional program application is only once a year, and that program only begins once a year. The application is every February 1st through February 15th. Students are able to apply to just one campus or all 3 campuses. They can even apply to 2 if they have a preference. You'll see on the right-hand side how many students we take at each program. So for Orlando, we take 126. For Cocoa and Daytona, we take 45. Those programs are 5 semesters long. They follow the exact same curriculum. They're all taught by UCF faculty members as well. Next programs are our concurrent programs. We have one with Seminole State and one with Valencia. Seminole State starts every summer, fall, and spring, and that program lasts 6 semesters. We take 76 students every semester for the Seminole State concurrent program. Valencia does not have a summer start, but they do have a fall and a spring start. That program is housed at Valencia West, and it's 7 semesters and takes up to 40 individual students. The main difference between these programs are location as well as the length of the program. If you are invited to a Seminole State or a Valencia concurrent program, you're going to be working at Seminole State Altamont Springs and at Valencia West. In reality, the only 2 nursing programs that are in Orlando are our second degree program and our traditional Orlando program. The next slide down is our Florida College System concurrent program. I referenced this earlier, but this is for students who have completed their first ASN semester at one of our state colleges in the state of Florida. Once students have completed their first ASN semester, they're eligible to apply to this program in their second semester and begin taking BSN courses in their third semester. If a student decides to finish the ASN, take the NCLEX, and become a registered nurse, they would then be eligible for the RN to BSN program. Again, you must be a registered nurse, and there are different criteria for both the Florida College System and the RN to BSN that we'll speak about. Both of those programs are online, so as you'll see, all qualified applicants are admitted as long as they meet the minimum requirements. So for our traditional and second degree nursing programs, or those who are pursuing currently in the nursing pending major, here are the minimum application requirements for us to consider your application. A 3.0 cumulative GPA. That means every single undergraduate course that you've taken is in consideration. A 78 on the TEAS, and we'll talk about what the TEAS is, but essentially it stands for the Test of Essential Academic Skills. 7 of the 8 nursing prereqs completed, and we'll discuss what the 8 nursing prereqs are. You obviously must be admitted to the university, and you must have a clean background check 1 week after we send you a conditional acceptance letter. Here are the prerequisite courses that I'm referring to when I say the 8 nursing prerequisite courses. The courses highlighted in red are our preferred courses. However, you'll note for anatomy and physiology, we will also accept AMP1, AMP2. Here at UCF, we do not teach AMP1, AMP2. We've separated it into human anatomy and human physiology. Other questions come about the 4th science course. We have listed here Chem 1032. However, we'll accept any course that comes to UCF as one of those prefixes listed. We advise students to take Chem 1032 because it is the lowest chemistry course required to later enroll in some of the other science prerequisites like microbiology. On the non-science or the other prerequisite side, you'll see that general psychology, developmental psychology, human nutrition, and then statistics are listed as courses that are required to begin the program. Some students may have taken nursing prerequisite courses outside of the state of Florida or at a private in-state institution. If that's the case, UCF may not have an equivalent course, and you'll likely have to petition your course to the College of Nursing for us to review that course to ensure that the course that you took is equal to the course that we offer here at UCF. What you're going to do is complete a College of Nursing petition. You can find that petition here following this link. The petition looks just like this. You're going to include all of your personal information. You're going to include the course that you took, the course name, and where you took the course. What you're also going to do is you're going to attach a course syllabus or even an undergraduate course catalog from the term in which you took the course. You're then going to send the petition to that email address listed there, which is also listed at the bottom of the petition page. Our committee meets on the second Tuesday of every month, and petitions are due on the Monday prior by 12 p.m. Decisions are made between 7 and 10 business days after the meeting. Again, the TEAS exam stands for the Test of Essential Academic Skills. This is a test administered for health science programs throughout the country. The ATI is the company that initiates the TEAS exam. Either you have the ability to take the TEAS exam at UCF, but you can also take it at a number of other places. The exam covers reading, math, science, English, and language use. It's very important that you follow the retest policy. Here at UCF, our retest policy is you can take the exam 3 times in the calendar year. That is 3 times in 2020, 3 times in 2021, 3 times in 2022. You must also wait 30 days in between tests so that it is valid. You can test on the 31st day. If retest policies are not followed, we will not accept the score. If you take the exam outside of UCF, you must have an official TEAS report sent from ATI to the University of Central Florida College of Nursing. If you decide to take it here at UCF in the University Testing Center, the cost is going to be $90. There are a variety of ways to prepare for the exam. Depending on how much you're looking to spend, there's also a test prep course offered through UCF Continuing Education. At the very least, I always recommend that students get a book with practice exams. Take a few practice exams, see how you do, really study on your weaknesses, take another practice exam, and see if you improve. Once you get the scores that you want, you can really sign up for the test and take the real thing. Usually we would participate in this questionnaire. However, since we're not meeting face-to-face, I'm just going to go to the next slide and tell you what the average cumulative GPA was for our traditional Orlando campus. You'll see that the overall cumulative GPA, considering all undergraduate coursework for our traditional Orlando cohort that began in fall 2019, was a 3.75. Listed here as well are the number of applicants we had, again with the number of students that we actually admitted. There are 4 categories here that we consider on our traditional and our concurrent applications. Those are the overall GPA, your T-score, then your science prerequisite GPA in the 4 classes, and then other or non-science prerequisite GPA in those 4 classes. We always tell students, if you're strong in 3 of the 4 of these columns or categories, you're considered competitive for the program for which you're looking to pursue. You'll see down here that we admitted a student with a 3.19 overall GPA. However, it would be my suggestion that that 94.7 T-score, as well as perfect 4.0s, were also that student's scores, which made them competitive and therefore allowed them to get into the program. Our concurrent programs have a couple additional prerequisite requirements, and they also have additional application requirements. We tell students to always apply 3 months prior to the nursing application deadline, whether that's to UCF or whether that's to one of our concurrent state college institutions. It's important that you give enough time for them to review your transcripts, your test scores, and make sure that your application is valid prior to you applying to their nursing program. If you're looking to apply to one of our concurrent nursing programs as a completely new student, not a student at UCF or not a student at Seminole State, there's actually 4 applications. Not only must you be admitted to the institution, but you also must be admitted to the nursing program. Therefore, using Seminole State as an example, you would complete an application for general admission to Seminole State. You would also submit an application to UCF, and then you would submit nursing applications. You would submit Seminole State's nursing application, and then you would submit UCF's nursing application. It's important that you notice the subtle nuances between the different programs. For instance, Seminole State has a paper nursing application that must be submitted in person, And Valencia has an online application fee for their nursing program. If you want to see a checklist for each of our programs, I've listed the link there, which is on our website. In addition to how to apply admission checklists, we also have plans of studies for each of those programs. You'll note that those programs start in different semesters, for instance, in summer and spring as well as fall. So we have each plan of study depending on when the student starts the BSN concurrent program. The Bachelor of Science in Nursing at Seminole State concurrent program for fall is listed here on the right side. You'll see that the student begins by taking Seminole State classes, but also UCF classes towards their BSN. In the final semester, the student is just taking UCF classes because they've already graduated with their ASN, passed the NCLEX, and become a registered nurse. Therefore, this program is now 6 semesters long. You can see that you're a UCF student every single semester, and you're a Seminole State student in addition in the first 5 semesters. I noted this earlier, but there are a couple different concurrent application requirements. For Seminole State, to begin with, they have additional requirements, and they require that students have English 1 or English Composition 1, ENC 1101, but they also require general biology, college algebra, and an approved humanities from their list of approved humanity courses. You can see that on their website, and you can also find it on our website, the list of humanity courses. Some students decide to take HUN 2201. That would be accepted at UCF for our traditional and second degree programs. However, both of the concurrent institutions are going to require that students have diet therapy. If a student decides to take HUN 3011 or HUN 2202, both of those include diet therapy. Therefore, you'd be fine. However, if you decide to take HUN 2201, you would need to take the additional HUN 2015, which is a 1-credit diet therapy course to complete the human nutrition requirement. Both institutions, Valencia and Seminole State, require the 78 on the T's and the 3.0 cumulative GPA. In addition to the prerequisites, Valencia has a requirement that students have at least a 3.0 in those 3 science prerequisite courses listed there. That is anatomy, physiology, and microbiology. Like Seminole State, they require an approved humanities from their list of approved humanities. Students interested in applying for the Valencia concurrent program should have either all of their nursing prerequisites completed or only statistics outstanding at the time of the application. Here are the admission statistics for those 2 nursing programs. Again, both are limited access, so we don't admit every single student. For Seminole State for fall 19, we had 132 applicants and we took 77 students. You can see the overall GPA, the T-score, as well as the science and non-science GPAs. For Valencia, we take 40 students. We had 109 applicants for fall 2019. So we're admitting well less than half of them. You can see what their admission statistics are there. If you have any questions about the admission statistics, we also have listed them on our website. We update them every single term, so you can see the latest admission statistics for the cohort that began, depending on which program you're interested in applying for. The Florida College System and the RN to BSN are 2 of our post-licensure programs. There are a couple differences between these programs and the traditional, second degree, and concurrent programs. For the Florida College System, or those students who are currently AS nursing pending, you still must have a 3.0 cumulative GPA, but you may have 3 outstanding GEP courses and begin the program. You must be admitted to the College of Nursing, and you must have completed all 8 nursing prerequisite courses. In addition to that, you must be in your 2nd semester, having completed your 1st semester of your current ASN program. The RN to BSN program only requires a 2.8 cumulative GPA. However, you must have an RN license, 7 of the 8 nursing prerequisites completed, be admitted to UCF, and you can also have 3 outstanding GEP, foreign language, or Gordon Rule courses. The difference is that these programs don't require a TEAS exam, and they're also both online programs, which means there's going to be a reduction in tuition. Rather than the $212.28, students in these programs are only going to be paying $179. And the programs are both 30 credits. Nursing might not be for everybody. Therefore, we've listed here a couple parallel plans that are also health related. The College of Health Professions and Sciences, the College of Community Innovation Education, and the College of Medicine, which houses biomedical sciences, are actually 3 of the other colleges on campus that have similar majors to nursing that students may be interested in pursuing if they determine that nursing isn't for them. There are over 200 majors at UCF. I've only listed a few here. I think it's key to mention that there are a variety of other majors that work in similar settings, such as hospitals, doing similar things, such as caring for patients, other than nursing. Now we're going to discuss the application process. So everybody who's been admitted to UCF has a MyNight degree audit. You can find this by going to your My UCF, Student Self-Services, and using that drop-down menu to select MyNight degree audit. It's very important that you become familiar with the MyNight degree audit, because when you complete your nursing application, we are reviewing your nursing application to make sure that it matches your degree audit. What the degree audit does is it reviews all of your college transcripts and test scores and pulls that information into this one document that satisfies the requirements for your nursing program. Here you'll note that the GEP courses are listed under number 1, or Roman numeral 1. It's also going to list the 5 state core courses, as well as the Gordon Rule Writing and Gordon Rule Math. Roman numeral 2 is going to cover your state of Florida and university requirements. Also, you're going to find your cumulative GPA that we're going to make sure matches what you've placed on your application. You will also see your civic literacy requirement and whether or not it's been satisfied, as well as your foreign language and summer enrollment. Roman numeral 3 is where we're looking to see that 7 of the 8 nursing prerequisites have been completed, or all 8 nursing prerequisites have been completed if you're interested in the AS to BS nursing program. It's going to list the 4 science courses first, followed by the 4 non-science courses. You can also see what your GPA is in those 4 science courses and 4 non-science courses listed there as well. If you receive test credit, there will be an S there, which means you received credit, but it did not influence your GPA. Again, the overall GPA impact includes all college credits attempted. So applying to the College of Nursing. On our website, we have an application process. If you just scroll to the very bottom, you'll see an Apply Now link. This will take you to our application page. During the application period, our open applications will be listed. Today is in the middle of April. We do not have any applications open right now. Therefore, if you were to go to that site, you wouldn't have the ability to apply to any of our nursing programs. However, in February, from February 1st to February 15th, we'll have our traditional application there. You're going to complete the UCF College of Nursing application on our website and make sure that you're submitting all the material required for the application. Keep in mind though, if you're applying for the concurrent program, you not only need to submit a College of Nursing application at UCF, but you also must complete a College of Nursing application at the state college. It takes us 6 to 8 weeks to verify applications. I mentioned this earlier, but what we're doing is we're taking your application and then pulling up your degree audit and making sure that the GPA matches, making sure that the grades that you received in your nursing prerequisite courses match. Also, we're verifying that we have an official T-score that matches what you've placed on your application and that the retest policy has been followed. You'll note that we had over 580 applicants for our fall 2019 traditional program. Therefore, it takes us between 6 to 8 weeks to validate all those applications to ensure that every student has a correct application and that we can rank students appropriately. We conditionally admit students. I'll talk more about this, but the conditional acceptance is based on the fact that students are able to pass a criminal background check as well as a drug screening. We also have a wait list. We'll waitlist a number of students each application period. We don't discuss and review or disclose any of that information to students. However, we have up until 2 weeks prior to the program begins to pull students from that wait list. There are a number of reasons why we might pull a student from the wait list. However, we give the 2-week notice because once we pull a student from a wait list, they too will be required to complete a criminal background check as well as a drug screening in order to proceed. We also deny students. Once the waitlist time period, that 2 weeks has passed, we will remove the waitlist, it will go away, and students must apply for a future program. In addition to the background check and the drug screening that I mentioned about conditional acceptance, students must be also CPR certified through the American Heart Association, and they must have health insurance, and they must complete the medical document tracker. Students must also verify that they're physically and mentally capable of performing the duties of a nurse. If you are admitted to the concurrent Seminole State or the concurrent Valencia program, you will do all of these steps through Valencia or through Seminole State. In order to begin the program, students must complete the remaining items that they are required to complete prior to beginning the program. For the traditional and second degree programs, as well as the concurrent programs, students can apply with a missing prerequisite course. Therefore, prior to beginning the program, students must complete that nursing prerequisite course, make sure that their foreign language is completed, as well as any missing GEP, or they can simply get an AA from a state college. For the Florida College System concurrent program, students already have all of the 8 nursing prereqs completed, but they must be continually enrolled in their ASM program, and they must complete all of those 3 nursing or all of those 3 GEPs, foreign language courses, or Gordon Rule courses prior to beginning 4,000 level courses. For the RN to BSN, they must complete that 8th nursing prereq. They must have their RN license on file, and they too must complete all of their GEP courses, those 3, prior to beginning 4,000 level courses. If you have an AA from a state college in Florida, you've already satisfied these general education requirements. If you're an out-of-state student or took courses at a private institution, you may have to petition for satisfaction of some of these nursing or some of these GEP courses. You'll note here that 3 of the courses are also nursing prereqs. Begins in number 8, GEP 8 with statistics, as well as GEP 9, general psychology. And then if you look in GEP 11, Chem 1032 is also an option. If you are an out-of-state student or took GEP courses at a private in-state school, you're going to be required to petition those courses through academic services. The link is here, and they're going to require very similar information that we require for the nursing prerequisite courses. That is a course syllabus or a course catalog from the year in which you took the course. Academic services will then distribute that course to the department that owns it. They'll evaluate it and approve or deny that request. What to expect as a nursing student? It's a full-time commitment. I'm sure if you're pursuing this profession, you have a clear understanding of how challenging and how difficult a nursing program can be. It's going to require lectures, labs, clinicals, hours and hours of studying, preparation, and self-care. We tell students that they can anticipate between 50 and 60 hours each week committed to their nursing degree. Not only are they going to be in clinicals and labs, they'll also be in lectures, and they must also travel to clinical sites. In the beginning of the first semester, students will work in CNCs, or community nursing coalitions. There's 17 CNCs that our nursing students work in, and in these experiences, they're going to gain hands-on experience with service learning throughout the community. I referenced this earlier, but the BSN curriculum is going to cover what your clinical rotations will cover, because the NCLEX tests on all of these different topics, such as pediatrics, maternal infant, long-term care, mental health, acute care, and critical care. There's also the opportunity to pursue the HUT program, which is the Honors Undergraduate Thesis Program. Students who are in the HUT program get to work with a professor and create original work and then present that work to professors and the faculty member in the College of Nursing. There's also opportunities to study abroad. Previously, our students have pursued opportunities in Peru and in Mexico via working through the UCF Academic Health Science Center, as well as working with the Burnett Honors College at UCF. There are a number of student organizations that exist at UCF for nursing students. Right now, as a nursing pending student, APNS is probably going to be your most vital resource. They're an organization on campus with nursing pending students who meet frequently and have presenters as well as a Facebook group to share information for nursing pending students. Once admitted, students are able to join SNA, which is the Student Nurses Association. This is a national organization, and they have chapters at UCF, including Daytona and Cocoa. They also have a national yearly convention, and this year it was held in Daytona Beach. There's also Simulations for Life, as well as the Honor Society, Sigma Theta Tau. What's the best way to get involved and to get connected with the College of Nursing? It's through social media. If you're interested in learning more about the College of Nursing, the best way is to add us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or LinkedIn. The estimated costs for the 2021 academic year are as followed. I referenced this earlier, but UCF tuition is $212.28. If you're looking at pursuing our traditional program, we have 65 credits in our nursing program. It takes 120 credits to graduate with a nursing degree. With some simple math, you can determine how much tuition is going to cost for the program. The $250 at the time of the nursing application is a rough estimate. I referenced this earlier, but there's a TEAS prep course through UCF Continuing Education that in itself is $499. Some students don't require any pre-testing or studying for the TEAS. Some students require more. Therefore, that $250 is just an estimate. However, the $475 is pretty accurate for the drug screening, CPR certification, clinical equipment, the medical document tracker, uniforms, including shoes, and an ID badge. LeapRN is a student database where students can track their clinical hours. Faculty members can upload syllabi, as well as doing student evaluations. That's a one-time $150 fee, and students have lifetime subscription. You can expect roughly $850 for clinical lab fees and roughly $2,500 for books throughout the program. Don't worry though, there are currently $235,000 worth of scholarships available to nursing students every year. This is for our students who are admitted into the College of Nursing. If you're interested, once you're admitted, you'll be sent information about how to apply. There's also a website listed here and shown here where students can learn more about our nursing applications and different types of financial aid. Here's a video about the impact of nursing scholarships on several of our students.
My story starts back in Cuba, and I was born and raised there with my mom, my dad, and my grandma. She had Alzheimer's and schizophrenia. So at the age of 8, I knew that I wanted to be a nurse. I just had to figure out how to get there.
I'm a second degree student, so I was studying criminology and law. I planned on going to law school, and I actually was diagnosed with malignant melanoma at the time. I was so positively impacted by the nurses, and so I was drawn towards nursing.
When I was growing up, we would visit my grandparents every weekend, and later on in high school, when my grandmother succumbed to amputations from diabetes, I was asked to help take care of her to give my grandfather a respite. And I really enjoyed that. I got a lot of gratitude from that. And so when it was time to apply for colleges, I decided to major in nursing.
Towards the end of my senior year, my aunt back in Cuba was diagnosed with cancer. And I told my parents that I had enough money to pay for the semesters and like classes, as well as to help them with my aunt. But in reality, I didn't have that much. So I gave them all my savings, and I just kind of prayed and hoped that, that I would find something else. It was easy to make the decision and give them the money. It was hard to keep it a secret. And it was hard to pretend that everything was okay when in fact it wasn't. I didn't know what to do because I didn't have any money.
My name is Wade Alliance, and my family and I established the scholarship for undergraduate nursing in the name of my late wife, Elaine Alliance. Elaine spent over 20 years as a nurse during the pregnancy of our youngest child, Isabel. Elaine was diagnosed with cancer, and over a course of 15 years, continued to battle the disease as well as issues related to the disease. What really struck me was the tremendous care that she received at the hospital, and especially by the nurses. They were graduates of UCF. We decided to establish this scholarship because we never wanted the work that Elaine did in the field of nursing to fade away.
So I applied for the scholarships and I prayed, and I still remember when I got the email. I was so happy, and it meant so much to me to know that complete strangers are willing to do so much for someone that they don't know.
The scholarship that I received allowed me to attend university full-time, and deciding to go back for my PhD allowed me to focus on my goal of becoming faculty within a nursing program and being able to then teach future nurse leaders.
What I would say to somebody considering donating and creating a scholarship is I think it's incredibly important for those that can help to help students achieve their dreams of becoming a nurse. It was the most rewarding thing that I could have ever done and my family could have ever done.
Without the scholarship, I don't think I would have been able to come to UCF. Our lives will never be the same thanks to the scholarship.
It's a pretty touching video, and you can see the impact that scholarships have on different students. So next, we're going to talk about the academic policies and tools for success at UCF. It's very important that students become familiar with the academic calendar. This changes between semesters, and it's available on the UCF website. This lists when classes begin, when classes end, the withdrawal period, as well as a final exam period. There are also different dates that are very important, including the drop, swap, and add deadlines. The drop swap deadline is always the first Thursday that classes begin, and the add is the first Friday that classes begin. The withdrawal deadline is always midpoint of every semester. Prior to withdrawing, though, it's very important that students talk with their instructor, academic advisor, and financial aid. Not only can there be financial implications, but it could also prevent you from applying to the program that you want to if it were a nursing prerequisite course, for instance. If you do not withdraw from a course and end up failing the course, UCF offers 2 grade forgivenesses if they have not been previously used. You also have the opportunity to do a medical withdrawal, but that is with extenuating circumstances. Financial aids and cost. UCF and actually the federal government has a satisfactory academic progress regarding federal aid. Students have 180 hours for their first bachelor's degree and 70 hours for an additional second bachelor's degree. Students must complete at least 70% of attempted coursework, including transfer credit, otherwise they could be in jeopardy of losing their financial aid. In 2009, excess hours was implemented. This means that if you pass over 110% of your degree program, you'll be charged an additional excess hours fee for credit. That is an additional $105 in addition to the $212.28 that students are paying for tuition. If you have any questions, it's very important that you meet with financial aid, and they even have a chat box for students who are unable to attend main campus. UCF Cares Initiative. It's important that you know which resources are available to you. There is the CAPS, the Counseling and Psychological Services, as well as the Health Center, even the Rec and Wellness Center for students to take care of themselves. If you're experiencing academic, personal, or financial challenges, there are resources and offices out there that can help. It's always important that you're checking on your friends, your roommates, as classmates to see if they're struggling as well. The UCF Cares website is listed below, where you can see all of the resources available to students. In addition, there are a number of other UCF resources, including the mobile app. I have the mobile app downloaded as well, where you can upload your web courses, your night's email, and see all of the various campus resources. SARC is the Student Academic Resource Center, where you can go for tutoring as well as supplemental instruction. There's also the University Writing Center and math labs. There's wellness resources, which include the Student Health Services, which I referenced, CAPS, which I also referenced, and the Recreation and Wellness Center, or the gym. It's important to get involved in campus. One of the resources I mentioned before was the APNS group, but there's also the Office of Student Involvement, which houses many, many different groups. Mass and first generation, multicultural, mentorship, events, and support. And there's also career services, and Handshake is a tool where you can actually apply for jobs that are specific to what your resume includes. There's financial aid resources, including the Office of Financial Assistance over in Milliken Hall, as well as the Access to Opportunities, which is the scholarship portal for students who are students at UCF. Pegasus Path is an academic advising tool that will help you plan your schedule. It recommends a sequence of courses that you needed to take in order to meet your degree, based on which courses you've already taken. It allows you to customize that plan and allows you to build your schedule as you want. This is something that you should review with your academic advisor during an academic advising appointment that you have. It's just one tool that we can use to build your schedule to ensure that you're taking the classes necessary for the BSN. Schedule planning. So schedule planning. 7 of the 8 nursing prereqs must be completed by the application deadline. That means 1 can still be in progress. I'll use our traditional application as an example. That application is every spring, but the program doesn't begin till the following fall. Therefore, when students apply in spring, they may be enrolled in their last prerequisite or be taking their last prerequisite in summer, just as long as it's done before the fall semester. You also want to make sure that you remember what the concurrent program's additional requirements are. Your general education courses should be automatically met with an AA degree from a public institution. Once you have that AA posted on your final transcripts, your degree audit will show it as satisfied. Foreign language requirements mean that you have to complete at least 2 years in high school or 1 year in college. There are 4 Gordon Rule courses. There are 4 writing and 2 math courses, and then the civic literacy requirement. You can complete it by completing 2 of the GEP courses in GEP 10, or you can take several exams, including CLEP. There are nursing elective courses for students who do not have anything else to take. That is, they've completed all their GEPs, they've completed their foreign language, Gordon Rule, and civic literacy requirements. That list is right here. It's also on our website. There are 2 pages of nursing courses that can eventually be used as a nursing elective. I highly recommend that you pursue taking one of the nursing courses because they are very relevant to the nursing curriculum. Each of our nursing programs and their plans of study have the nursing elective built in for students to take in the program. However, if students take it prior to beginning the program, they just take 1 less class in that semester. If you're still exploring if nursing's for you or not, there are several exploratory courses you may be interested in enrolling in. These not only include NSP 1800, which is specifically for the nursing profession, but there's also SLS 2311 for medical careers. Again, these are exploratory courses that will not be used towards a degree, but they'd be a great source if you have extra credits to take and need to enroll in an extra course. Registration overview. So usually, if this were not mid-pandemic, we would be meeting in a lab. We would be registering together and you would be enrolling in those courses then. However, you're going to be doing this process with one of our academic advisors remotely later today. You're going to sign into your My UCF account. You're going to enter your NID and password, And you're able to search for courses using the term, course prefix, and the 4-digit number for the course you're interested in applying and enrolling in. You can add those courses to your shopping cart now. However, you will not have an enrollment appointment until later today. You're going to complete the transient process for courses if you plan to take them at another state college in Florida. If you notice that all of the courses are filled and there are no spots available, or you're going to be going home for a semester, you may be interested in taking a transient course. Keep in mind that you must be a UCF student in order to be a transient student. You can find out more information by clicking on this site and going to the transient process through floridashines.org. And remember, you must take the transfer survey. It's listed at survey.ucf.edu. It provides our orientation team as well as the College of Nursing with vital information on how we can improve this process for students who are going to be going through orientations later. Here's some more information about the Florida Shines and transient courses. You're going to indicate what institution is going to be your host institution. You're also going to indicate which course at that institution you'll be taking. We've listed a couple references here. UCF doesn't teach diet therapy, therefore you'd have to take it at a host institution. And you'll see that microbiology at Valencia, for instance, has a different code than the microbiologies at UCF. However, you'll notice that the prefix is the same and the first 2 numbers are the same as well. Once you completed a transient process, it goes to one of our academic advisors to approve. We're going to make sure that you're attempting to take a course that's going to count towards your degree. We're also going to make sure that you're taking the course in a semester that you need to be taking it in. The general education courses will be processed by academic services. The registrar's office will process the residency, your immunization, and your enrollment eligibility. And then the Office of Financial Aid will get involved as well. When you include your address on the form, you'll receive an email each time that form is processed. You should allow for at least 2 weeks for that form to be processed. You should meet with financial aid to discuss the transient courses and your award. Payments for transient courses are due prior to the start of classes. So what are you going to do now? You're going to spend some time planning your schedule. I think the best place to go is to your degree audit. Review what sections are not satisfied and then identify which courses can satisfy that requirement. Identify if you need to be enrolled full-time or if you can be enrolled part-time. Once you meet with an advisor later today, we can approve your courses and you can later enroll. You're also going to want to make sure that you don't have any holds. This isn't just orientation hold that will be lifted after you've attended, but there may be financial aid holds or undergraduate admissions holds or even registrar office holds. Make sure that you don't have any holds that will prevent you from registering. Again, disregard number 4 because that's our usual face-to-face orientation slot. You're going to be registering later today with one of our nursing advisors. That is all that I have. Please come see us in the College of Nursing. We're located over in Research Parkway, and you're able to schedule an advising appointment using the link below. We look forward to seeing you over in the College of Nursing, and we wish you the best of luck in your first semester at the University of Central Florida. Thank you.